Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Wanjigi embarked on a 4-day tour of Nyanza region. Yesterday, Jimmy Wanjigi was in Kisumu and later on in Migori. And I did a comprehensive analysis about Jimmy Wanjigi's trip to Nyanza. And today, Jimmy Wanjigi was in Migori and later on he was expected in Nyamira. And while in Migori, Jimmy Wanjigi's convoy was pelted with stones.
ODM! 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 Nikisema ODM unasema ODM fagia wote. ODM! 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 No. Sikia. Leo. It has become a...
So the question which I asked myself, why would someone stone Jimmy Wanjigi's convoy? Because personally, if you ask me, Jimmy Wanjigi cannot and will never be a threat to Raila Odinga, especially in ODM party, for so many reasons. Number one, ODM party is Raila Odinga. That's the first thing. So you remove Raila Odinga from ODM party, then there's no party called ODM. Number two, Jimmy Wanjigi has not really entrenched himself in ODM party. And that's why even his life membership, he just took it the other day. And if you leave that, ODM party has structures nationally. Jimmy Wanjigi cannot easily penetrate those structures. So I don't understand why someone would actually pelt Jimmy Wanjigi's convoy in the name of protecting Raila Odinga. So in this video today, I want to try and explain why Jimmy Wanjigi's convoy was actually stoned in Migori. And remember, he was in Kisumu, no major incidents. He was in Homa Bay, no major incident. And then now in Migori. We all know that Migori is a different country. What was the objective of stoning Jimmy Wanjigi? But before we do all those, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Now, let's get back to Jimmy Wanjigi. I've asked one question consistently on this platform. What is Jimmy Wanjigi's objective and game plan? Sometimes Jimmy Wanjigi is coming out as someone who is working and serving the interest of Raila Odinga. The next time Jimmy Wanjigi comes out as someone who is actually out to undermine Raila Odinga. Jimmy Wanjigi is giving ODM party that necessary limelight. When Jimmy Wanjigi goes to Central Kenya and talks about ODM party, he gives ODM party the limelight there. When he was in Nyanza, like the way he's in Nyanza, he gives ODM party limelight there. But he's still working in the interest of the party. And I was talking to someone and he drew my attention to mistakes which I think Jimmy Wanjigi must fix if he wants to be taken seriously by the ODM supporters. The first mistake Jimmy Wanjigi is trying to do is to change the slogan of the party. Like you watch that clip where he's been stoned. The truth of the matter is that Jimmy Wanjigi was trying to say that ODM, but instead of people responding to ODM chunga moja maisha bora, Jimmy Wanjigi wanted to change that slogan to ODM fagia wote. Fagia wote in ODM supporters would easily interpret that you are asking them to fagia Raila Odinga. And that's the first mistake he's doing. The second mistake Jimmy Wanjigi is doing is basically trying to rebrand the ODM merchandise. For example, the scarf Jimmy Wanjigi is putting on is orange, but it has his logo. That's the first mistake. The second mistake, it has been branded fearless. ODM scarves always have that chungwa on them. So someone was asking me, why would he do that? And the third mistake, which I think is why most ODM supporters are not very keen, is that Jimmy Wanjigi is creating parallel structures within the ODM party. In Kisumu yesterday, none of the ODM officials attended this event. But he met people, some purporting to be officials of the party from Kisumu. I'm not sure about Homa Bay. In Migori, the ODM chairperson for that county actually issued a statement that Jimmy Wanjigi's trip is not an ODM affair. And of course, you'll understand them. But again, Jimmy Wanjigi, as long as he's a paid-up ODM member, should be allowed to just traverse the country, sell his policy, and let go. But why would someone stone Jimmy Wanjigi and in Migori? Why? In my view, 4 or 5 reasons. Number one, someone is out to project and portray the ODM party as a violent party. And that's why the choice of Migori is significant. It's significant because Migori is known as one area where violence can always erupt anytime, any day, without any provocation. President Uhuru Kenyatta was actually stoned in Migori. Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, for those who remember, had to hide under podium. And Hassan Joho had to take off during the ODM rally in Migori during that particular time. So the choice of Migori is simple. Someone is out to portray ODM party as a violent party. Because I don't understand any justification why any sane ODM supporter would even pay or mobilize people to stone Jimmy Wanjigi. I'm sure Jimmy Wanjigi would have even gone to Migori, addressed the rallies in town there, and even the voters just outside town would not have realized that Jimmy Wanjigi was there. And the fact that he was stoned now means it's going to be a discussion. So that's the first objective of why someone had to stone Jimmy Wanjigi. The second objective, in my view, and this is why ODM should be serious, should take it seriously, is that someone is also out to project Jimmy Wanjigi as a serious challenger to Raila Odinga within the ODM party. Jimmy Wanjigi has declared his interest for the presidency, but under ODM party. One thing I don't know is whether his application will be allowed, because ODM had made a request for those who wanted to contest for the presidency to apply. That was it last year? Only 2 individuals applied, Joho or Paranya. The 2 gentlemen are actually ODM deputy party leaders. Then Jimmy Wanjigi came just the other day that he wants to run for the presidency under ODM party. So the question is, if ODM had a deadline for those who wanted to apply, why open it up for Wanjigi? Or is Wanjigi just interested on other thing? So the thing is, someone out is keen on projecting Wanjigi as someone who is giving Raila Odinga serious challenge. That Jimmy Wanjigi can actually go ahead and grab ODM party from Raila Odinga. I don't think that can happen. I don't think. But someone is out to project that kind of image, because they perceive Wanjigi as the guy who funded ODM party or funded Raila Odinga's presidential bid. If you ask me, so far, Wanjigi has done so well. The only mistake he's been making is that he's trying to come out as someone who is out to take over the ODM party. That cannot happen. Ruto tried with the Babu, failed. Wanjigi cannot execute it. Because were it not for the men in black in Kasarani, I can assure you the ODM party would have split into 2, or Babu and the group would have taken over the affairs of the party with the help of the state. So Jimmy Wanjigi, I don't think, can be equated to Raila Odinga. Those 2 gentlemen are not in the same level. Actually, even Jimmy Wanjigi, if he were to run for a parliamentary seat in Nairobi without the support of Raila Odinga, or even with President Uhuru Kenyatta, I don't think he can win. So they cannot. But someone is out to project Wanjigi as a serious challenger for Raila Odinga And that's why Raila Odinga and his party are fighting him. The third objective, if you ask me, is that someone has realized that Raila Odinga is making good progress in the larger Mount Kenya region, the Kikuyus to be precise. So Wanjigi comes to Migori and the guy sees an opportunity that a son of the Kikuyu is coming over here. Why don't we hit him? So Jimmy Wanjigi is hit in the hope that by stoning Wanjigi, the people who are supporting Raila Odinga from the other side of the mountain will be able to watch and come in the aid or to protect one of their own. So that's something I'm also looking at. And lastly, I also tend to think that it has something and everything to do with the local politics. Maybe there are some aspirants, because Wanjigi is creating parallel structures, which, if I were to advise ODM party, is something they should not allow. It could be local politics. You know, each party has factions. You go to Migori, there's ODM, then there's the chairperson, and then there's that chairperson who is not really recognized by the party. So what Wanjigi is doing is coming in and taking charge of another factions of the party. Let's say we have aspirants in Migori. Someone wants to become a member of parliament for Uriri, where my friend Mark Nyamita is supposed to go unopposed because he's doing a fantastic job there in Uriri. Then they realize that, for example, Mark Nyamita is strong there. Or let me use the example of Nyamita. Let me use the example of Junet. Junet is a very good friend of Raila Odinga, an ally, doing so much for Raila Odinga. Challenging him in ODM party is not going to be very easy. So someone sees an opportunity, and Wanjigi sponsors an opponent to contest against Junet Mohammed. Then Junet Mohammed supporters will not allow. Even Uriri will not allow. Now you come to the ODM officials in at the county level. Makabongo is the chairperson there. Then he issues a communication that that's not an ODM meeting. Then Wanjigi comes and is being welcomed by another camp. So basically, it's local. So these guys will fight. But the collateral damage is actually Jimmy Wanjigi. And lastly, I think there are external forces. These external forces are out to create friction between Raila Odinga and between Jimmy Wanjigi. And they're succeeding. Because Wanjigi and Raila are one. But Wanjigi is declared his interest for the presidency. His objective, in my view, is Nairobi, or he wants to be on the negotiating table. I don't think Raila Odinga would have problems with that. But someone outside these guys are out to create friction between these two gentlemen. So that Wanjigi will be stoned in Migori, he will get mad. Then after getting mad, Wanjigi will react, start abusing Raila Odinga or ODM party, and that will be the beginning of frictions between the two gentlemen. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. And I also observed that William Ruto is in Sugoi, and he met with the Bungoma leaders, grassroots leaders from there. So I'll do an analysis on that, why he's doing that. Moses Kuria, I'm yet to confirm, but I'm told Moses Kuria was also present in one of those meetings, and he arrived late. Why Moses Kuria would arrive late in a deputy president's event, that's something I'm also going to do an analysis. But for now, I want you also to listen to the leadership from Central Kenya, who have decided to support Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.